Hello, welcome to Animal Audit Corner. And today, as you can tell, we are in the kitchen. And you know the drill. You got all your aids from the Aftermath Foundation and the SPTV Foundation. Well, the MJR Aftermath Foundation, which named it after Mike Render. And then we got the SPTV Foundation. Okay. Hopefully I won't get to and you got all the aids you're getting with the roof over your head, your car, and the clothes on your back, which some of you left with just the clothes on your back because you have no time to grab anything. So you just leave. But however, the Aftermath, the MRJ Aftermath Foundation and the SPTV Foundation helps getting you out. And the next resource you need is to cook. And of course, you all know that you need food to survive. It's like a gasoline going into a car to get fueled up. That's what you need, is to get fuel so you can get energized and move around. And some of you didn't have that when you exited. So today we are going to make potatoes au gratin. And you know it's a French side dish. I think it's a French side dish, whatever. So we're going to need your potatoes, 1.5 cups of vegan butter. Of course, it's a vegan recipe. 1 onion. I don't have an onion, so it doesn't matter if you don't have one ingredient, it'll be okay. And you need 5 cloves of garlic and 1.5 teaspoons of rosemary, of course. This is, I think this is really old, but you know what? It probably lasts a little while longer. And of course, you want to grind it up. And if your leaves are really dry, you can grind it up in your coffee grinder. All right. And you're going to need 1 1/3 cup of plant-based milk. And then 4 1/3 cup of plant-based cheese. Now I'm going to use oat cheese. And then 1/8 or a pinch of salt and pepper. Okay, first we're going to peel all the potatoes. So let's get started. Okay. All right, so guess what? It happened again. Now, Scientology hacked into my computer, and I have one of my contents missing. And that's when Aaron was a guest on Sam and Melissa's show, Growing Up in Polygamy. And I couldn't find it. And that had the most views. It's 33 views. And that content is missing. I never deleted it, but it looks like they did. And now I think they're the ones that making my content go down. And of course, I was going to have a technician fix it, but guess what? I have a program in my Chrome, and I just got it installed. And am I bluffing? No. So, and of course, I'm hoping Fluffer Squirrel will take my content. Now, I'm giving her the benefit of that. Now, that's the kind of person I am. I'm a nice person, and that's what I want to do for everybody. I'm a fair person. Now, I kept submitting all my content to her. And I thought, oh, wait, maybe, just maybe, she had nothing to do with it. Maybe it was Scientology intercepting all the contents, not just from me, but from everybody else. So hopefully I'm keeping my fingers crossed that she had nothing to do with it. So then, yeah. And this show is really about exposing Scientology and their fair game tactics. That's what it's really about. It's not about the popularity contest. But yeah, I don't know if she's making it about that or thinks that there are cute contents that dogs against Scientology, where there's a dog and pony show and they had those dogs in the show. Now, as an animal rights activist, I'm supposed to be against that. But guess what? I'm going to give the owners of those dogs and Fluffer Squirrel the benefit of the doubt. Because we all are working towards one goal, and that's to end Scientology's fair game tactics, if not the organization. Now, I'm going to hope that PETA doesn't get a wind of this, because if they do, then that's it. That's the end of this whole thing, because then the SPTV network will go under scrutiny. And that's what Scientology wants. So, everybody, let's not let that happen. Now, it's not supposed to be a popularity contest. It's supposed to be about exposing Scientology. Now, we have to get that message to Buffer Squirrel. Now, I don't know whether she's making like like I'm invisible. And yeah, I submitted it. She submitted an email back to me saying, "Who are you?" I don't know if it's her or Scientology intercepted it, but words were said, and it was just that, "Who are you?" Now, come on, I am not invisible. I am in it to end Scientology's abusive practices or end them altogether if they don't end their abusive practice. That's what it's all about. So it's unbelievable. So it's so now I don't know every single person on the internet, and I know you don't. But it's so does it hurt my feelings? Of course it does, but I'm just going to give her the benefit of that. So, and you guys be careful when you go on to that X site internet and typing in exposing Scientology or anti-Scientology, because once you post it, it's going to disappear just like that. And Scientology is behind that because they are monitoring that whole thing. So be careful of that. See, I'm exposing Scientology. But is she? I don't know, because I've never seen her channel before. So I can't come down with a conclusion, which I don't know about. Now, there are 251 channels, or maybe more than that. I'm number 51, 251. Now, I don't care whether I'm on the list or not. I feel that way in spirit, regardless of what she is going after. And she's going after a popular, I don't know. Yeah. Like I said, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. So when you post your channel about exposing Scientology, just be extra careful. Or get in touch with YouTube, and they will handle the problem. Okay. And yeah, I sent in my complaint into their to YouTube, and they got it. So that's it. Now, that's what it's all about. Exposing their tactics, not the popularity of the channel or the content creator. It's not about the popularity. It's about exposing Scientology. So now I got hacked into it. So I just decided to just put in a security system. So it won't happen. But I am not going to spend my money and just let them get their own way. I am just going to just not spend my money because that's what they want. They want to drain everybody's resources. So we're not going to let that happen, everybody. So, and guess what? Not only I am exposing Scientology, but you know what? If she, okay, again, I'm going to give her a benefit of the doubt. I also have useful information. Now, I'm hoping that it gets noticed by her. Yeah. And Aaron, because that's what it's really all about. It is no way about popularity. Now, but yeah, I don't want the infighting. That's not what I want. So hopefully it cooled down. And Nora and Laura Ames and Laura FM really want animal rights activists to come on the SPTV network. Now, I don't know whether or not more are going to come in. Right now, it looks like I'm the only animal rights activist there is now, and I'm not claiming it. I'm hoping, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that there are more. But I don't count Dogs Against Scientology because they're not about animals' rights. They are putting their dogs on display at a dog show. PETA, Mercy for Animals are against platforms like that, and so is every other animal rights sites or organizations. That's what it's all about. But I'm not convinced that they're animal rights activists, but guess what? I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt too. Now, maybe they'll see this channel and take their dogs out and take that content down. But if they're not, then shame on them. But hopefully they will. Now, if the channel doesn't go up, I'm going to let Aaron know because guess what? I'm a volunteer. I volunteered myself for the SPTV Foundation, and I got an organization, and they agreed. Well, I went to Clubhouse International or Clubhouse in Cleveland, Ohio. What it does is help people with mental illness find jobs and maybe a place to live. Well, yeah, they do. But however, it has a good recovery program. Even though the SPTV network is doing that, by all means, this program also has a recovery program. So it would be a good thing for the former Scientologists to go. Now, Clubhouse International in Florida has Clubhouse Coalition in Florida. Now, hopefully Aaron got a call and he got my letter. So that's what I worked on while on the foundation, and I'm working on another project. Fingers crossed. So let's see. I am gonna find out what's next on the agenda. All right. Hopefully the place I sent my request to got my application. So, okay. Yeah. And I am having a wonderful time just advocating out there and getting all the programs together for everyone to get back on their feet, go into a recovery program, because guess what? Clubhouse International got that, and they have foundations all over the world. And in London, hopefully, they have that. Now, forgot to tell Aaron, they have one all over the world, including London. Now, I did not tell Aaron that, but maybe he got the idea. So, now, you need 15 to 20 potatoes, so peel them. And then, as soon as you add all your ingredients in, you stack them on your pan or souffle bowl, whatever. Yeah, I wanted to use one pan, but it didn't look big enough, so I grabbed this out, a glass pan. So, okay. And yeah. And I am just working hard at this foundation. I do want to find another job, and I plan on working for the rest of my life. But however, I'm also getting older. I turned 55 in June. I'm not ashamed of my age. And me and Natalie are the same age. And okay. Keep on donating my time to her. Time to the SBTV Foundation. And I did. I sent up a flyer to Aaron, so I did volunteer from Ohio. So it's fine, I think. So, and Natalie is not in Clearwater, Florida. She's in Nebraska. Where? I don't know. Although she keeps it to herself, that's great. It's fine, because she can't mention where she is, because then Scientology will just go out on a rampage against her, and that's not right. So, and yeah, she's not there, and guess what? She's still on the board, and I think she might be on the board discussion on Zoom, some kind like that. But guess what? You can do the same thing too. Just go to the Aftermath Foundation website, or if you can't find it, go to Facebook, and then it's there. All you got to do is go to link, click it, and you're there. So you don't have to necessarily be in Clearwater to volunteer for the Aftermath Foundation. All right. Okay. All righty. And So that's what I'm doing now. And of course, if you haven't been in a cult and you still need mental health professionals, you can go there. And you can also join Clubhouse International and schedule a tour. The one in Ohio is definitely accepting people to come in and take a tour. I discussed this with the management of Magnolia Clubhouse. That's the name of the clubhouse there. And she says it's fine. So if you need a job and a place to live, they'll also provide you that. And they have an excellent recovery program. And since it's a clubhouse, they have activities planned. So do that. And it's for adults only. And I guess, yeah, because and of course, that's the club. I go to that clubhouse. I'm their client, and it is an excellent program. So if you need a job, a place to stay, they'll provide you for that, and they also have a recovery program. Does it take insurance? I don't know, but if you don't have insurance, that's fine. So I think Aaron would go for that. Okay. So I have it at the comments below, at my link down below. And there's also a phone number. So if you're in the Ohio area and you want to go to Magnolia Clubhouse, call the number and schedule a tour, and they'll give it to you. Now, it's also an international program. They have one in Japan, Australia, Ireland. They have it worldwide. They also have it somewhere in the Middle East. I forgot where. And it's a worldwide foundation. So, okay. So, I actually hopefully, and they in Florida, they have the coalition all over Florida. So if you live in the Florida area, then it'll be there for you. Just go to the link to the one in Florida, and they'll have a bunch cropped up. And if it's in the town you're in or the next town over, then go to that link or give them a call and they'll schedule an interview for you. So, and I was also in a Zoom meeting with them, and they are just fabulous. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, I got a pile of potatoes right there. All right. Okay. So, and, okay. And yeah, now the one in Ohio said definitely. So I put it down at the link below. So all you got to do, now you don't necessarily have to have come out of Scientology or of a cult, but if you do have a mental illness, you can also go there. Don't let your mental illness go undetected or wait for something serious to happen, because then your symptoms will spiral out of control. All right. So got those potatoes peeled. Now I'm going to get rid of this. All right. Right. Hopefully it won't fall. Now, I don't have a food compactor. I should, because now if you just throw food away, it's going to leave a hole in the ozone layer. So we all now have to get a food compactor. They have one in the Clubhouse here in Ohio. So, okay. Alrighty. So, I'm gonna clean this up. Alrighty. Now, turn the oven on, turn the oven to 200, and then after that, let it heat up to 400. Or if it doesn't go on to 400, turn it up to that heat. Alrighty. So, Clubhouse International, they're not only around the United States, there's one in California, and there's Florida, New York. It started here in the United States, and now it's worldwide. So if you're getting out of Scientology, consider going to their program, even though the SPTV Foundation and the Aftermath Foundation sets you up with a job and a roof over your head. They have an excellent recovery program, so you can recover. And they also have activities, so it will definitely be good for you. Let me get a cutting board. Okay. Or a cutting thing, whatever. So, first, turn on the oven to 200. Okay, and then let it preheat. All right, now you're gonna when it preheats, put 2.5 cups of butter in this pan. Yeah, I know when you get to the certain age, it's not good for your cholesterol, but you can have it sometimes. Now, me, I am definitely trying to cut back on that. So I think my downfall was the eggs. I got off of the eggs altogether and went to have the tofu scramblers. That made a difference. My cholesterol went down. So change your diet around a little bit. Then your cholesterol will go down. All right. So you're going to need 2.5 cups a plant-based butter. Now this one is made from olive oil. So, olive oil can be good for you if eaten in moderation. Half a cup, 1/3. Okay, now this should be, 2.5 cups. A lot of butter. So just make sure, you have it on occasions. But this would make an excellent dish for the holidays and when you have a family dinner. Okay. All right. So just grab 2 sticks of butter or 2.5 cups of butter. So I'm not going to put the rest in. I'm going to put this away. All right. So then you're going to stick this in the oven and it will melt. Yeah, it's a lot of cholesterol. Am I going to eat it? Well, yeah, but am I going to eat the entire pan? No. And then I'm going to wait for next weekend to have it. So, yeah, you can have it on occasion or sometimes, but just not every day. So, there we go. We're going to wait for the oven to let us know that it's time to actually put it in. And then after that, turn it up to 400. All right. So, it's going to melt. All right. And then, if you don't have the onion, don't worry about it. Now add 5 cloves of garlic. Okay, that's 4. And now, I'm going to put 5 there. I'm going to toss this away. Or if you want more, you can add more. So, want to add 7, go right ahead, be my guest. But make sure you don't stink either. Don't add the whole cloves because that's it. So there it is. So just put this whole thing in the oven. All right. Now, what do I eat during the week? I eat a salad, a yogurt, and fruit. So there you go. That's what I eat. Now, we're going to crush the garlic. Of course, I'm going to do it with my fist. So, okay. So here we go. All right. I'm going to add one more. I just love garlic. I can't go a day without garlic. I want it so badly. So I'm going to have another small one because I don't want to stink. And I just lost my shower because the boiler's old. It blew up and now I don't have a boiler. So my landlord, which is my brother, is going to replace it. So then, okay, so we're going to turn this up to 400. Okay, there we go. Now it's on 400. All right, so, maybe we should wait on that. Or, yeah, you know what? I'm going to get a custard so I can cut it up and put it in there. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm trying my best not to actually take this off because guess what? The shirt I got underneath it is see-through, so I am going to try my best to keep this on. So, and, okay. So, here we go. I'm going to cut this up. Oh boy, I can't. I'll put it on once I cool off. But yeah. All right. Yeah, it is what it is. Do I like it? No. And so we're getting to the end of the summer and a couple of more weeks. No, in a week, it's gonna be fall, and I'm gonna come up with fall recipes. And of course, party season's on its way, even though the group setting is gone for now because of viruses and illnesses going around, and it's been doing that since the coronavirus hit. So when the coronavirus hit, we knew we had an outbreak. So since then, there was no party. So the group's parties were getting smaller and smaller during that time. So now, all right. Now, this was the last shirt I had left, so I do have more laundry down there, so gosh. If I was sitting behind a microphone, it would have never been a problem, but okay. Okay, there. I did have on my hoodie, but then I got too hot, so. All righty, so then, put this one away. Okay. Then once I cool off, I am going to put that shirt back on. I mean, the hoodie back on. Okay. And it is a little embarrassing having this on, but this was close to having the other one left. The other shirt, I actually planned on having a clown routine, but I never got around to putting out the ads. So, and I never finished the clown outfit. So, okay. So then, oh boy, I just love the garlic smell. I love the smell of garlic. I can just live off of it. But guess what? If you have the entire garlic, you'll stick big time. So make sure you don't have the whole clove. Okay. So now we're going to chop this up or mince it. So, okay. So there we go. I'm going to cut it up. If I had minced garlic, which the drier version I do have, but I love the fresh version. Okay. All right. All right. And let's see. All right. What else is in the news? Okay. Now, yesterday, Aaron mentioned he did take out a restraining order against a woman. I just forgot her name. I think her name is Melissa. I think that's her name. So he does have a restraining against her. So, okay. So if she comes by, he's going to have that. And then she'll be arrested on the spot if she's around him. So there it is. All right. So we're going to put this in the custard since it's not ready actually to go in. All right. Yeah. Okay. And I also tried to actually find a vegetable recipe to go along with this, but I couldn't find it. So it's a pain in the neck. But next week, I'm going to have a casserole recipe, hopefully next week. If not next week, the week after. So I got all my tops washed. So definitely I'll have it out. I got a bunch of clothes to fold up and put away today. So, okay. And I know I'm not supposed to say things like that because that doesn't bring in views. So I'm going to try my best not to say things like that. So. But mistakes and errors do make the video because guess what? It's hilarious. because on Aaron's show one day, as you know, Jenna was his guest again, or he features Jenna, or he has her as a guest. And oh my gosh, it was hilarious. He had the whole thing on mute and he started talking, but nothing was coming out of his mouth. It was hilarious. So it was funny. It was downright hilarious. So, okay. So next week I will come up with a fall recipe. So summer is winding down. So, okay. And you know, party season's gonna start. Okay. So first party that's going to be held is Halloween or Sabbath. That's the Day of the Dead where we honor our ancestors. That's what it's originally created for, is to honor our ancestors and people who passed away. Now, it didn't have the tendency to actually scare people. That was not what that whole day is about. It's about honoring the ancestors and people that passed on. And of course, some people are Christian, but celebrate that day anyway. So, and then they complain about it, including the church. And some of them do have Halloween parties, but complain about paganism. Now, that's not right either. So if you complain about one religion, then don't use their decorations or celebrate that day, because it's not right. It's exploiting them. But of course, during Christmas, it's a transition that they use from going to paganism to going to Christianity. But however, if you did that in the past, of course, we had nothing to do with it. But in the past, that's what they did years and years and years and centuries ago. And we can't complain about one thing and then just do another. Now, the fact that we are still using pagan decorations should say something. So I would say to all those churches out there, if you're going to say rotten things about all pagans, if you're going to say all rotten things about all pagans, then don't use the Christmas tree or Christmas wreaths or Easter eggs, because all those were traditional pagan decorations. Now, not all witches are evil. The art of white magic uses their magic for positive purposes, and they have one rule: ye shall harm none. That means you can't harm anybody, so they don't do that. But do they run around naked? Garner witches do, because not only they're worshiping this planet, but they're worshiping fertility, animal fertility, trees, grasses, sky, everything around us is covered with fertility. It's just not about sex. Okay. And yeah. So I'm telling you history about that. So I did do the research about it when I did the research on L. Ron Hubbard too. And years ago, when I actually was in the crucible in my younger years as an actress, but then it slowed down and I actually went back to school. I was in that play and I did research the role, and of course I read it and understood it. So I did do the research. Okay. Okay. All right. And of course, they the Wiccans celebrate the Yule holiday, which is the changing of the season when it goes on to winter. And then fall changes. They would celebrate Sabbath, and that would be, and they use the wheel of the year. Okay. So every research counts when you're doing a story or researching a character. It's always important to do research. So, okay. And I did all the research. I even did a research about about the justice system and the mob and the cult and the stars. Of course, I got up to L. Ron Hubbard, and I'm thinking, you know what? Is Scientology really a cult? Because I put 2 and 2 together. And this is when Kirstie Alley was threatening people, saying that she was tough and was going to beat them up. So I'm like, well, you know what? Let me look into it. Did that, and the first person I saw was Aaron. He was the first person I saw when he was exposing Scientology. So, and then I wanted to go in with an animal rights platform, and then one thing led to another, and I found out how they treat people with mental illness. And since I had mental illness, I really took it literally, and I did not take it lightly. So I started going all in on the inhumane practices that Scientology uses on their parishioners. But if you're public, you actually have a job, a regular job, working a regular job, have a regular house, and then, yeah, when you use your services, you donate your money to Scientology. But however, L. Ron Hubbard is dead set against having fundraisers. David Miscavige changed that whole thing around and started to have fundraisers, even though that's not what L. Ron Hubbard wanted. Put this in here. Now, when you cut up the garlic, be careful it doesn't go all over the place, because guess what? It stinks. It's going to stink up the whole joint. Because one scent is going to just spread. Okay. Alrighty, so I'm going to throw some of these away. But it's supposed to be minced, but that's in a little bit chunkiest. Okay. Okay, I'm going to put this back on. I'm really embarrassed to wear this, so I'm putting this back on. And if I get hot, I'll take it off again, put it back on, and that'll be the end of it. So then, what else is next? Okay, now we're going to grind up the rosemary, and it's 1.5 teaspoons. So let me get the teaspoons. All right, so, oh boy, let me go empty this out. Okay, there was a little bit of coffee in there, so I'm gonna plug this in into my cord. All right. All right. Okay. All right. It's melting good. So guess what? I'm going to have a little of that today. And then I don't know how much I'm going to use, but guess what? I'm only going to have like maybe a little of it and then save the rest for next weekend. Okay, let's see here. So we're going to put a teaspoon and a half. Oh gosh, okay. Teaspoon. Okay, so fill it up to the top because then it will be 1/2. Now, this is really old, but the recipe calls that. But now, according to my sister-in-law, she says that herbs last 1 year and then we toss them. But I don't want to toss it because it's not good for the environment. Okay. Although it did grow, I can give you that. I have to put the 1/2 teaspoon in. All right. Okay. Alrighty, here we go. All right, here we are. Okay, now we're gonna grind it up. Okay, now we're gonna put this away and then we'll grind it up. Okay. All right. Now, let's see. Okay. And then we're gonna put it back in the oven and let those cook up. Okay. Yep, it's grinding up pretty good. I mean, don't let it fool you. It is grinding up, so. Okay. See, there it is. Of course, let me show you this. Okay. See right there. And this is what the blade looks like. Yeah, don't let it fool you. This really grinds up good, so. All right. And then we're going to put this back. All right. Pull this out. All right, we went on to an entire hour of this program, of the show. Okay. Now, what are we going to cook tomorrow? What am I going to have tomorrow? Let me see here. Possibly vegan Benedict. It's usually called eggs Benedict, but guess what? Eggs have cholesterol, so we're going to make it eggs Benedict. So let me grab this out. Okay. All right. And then we're gonna pour this in. We're gonna make sure it's all in. So you can take a teaspoon, scrape it all in. Okay. Now, you know what? I haven't been on anyone's stream in a while since I was getting all my shows together, but I will actually get to it. and let everybody know about my channel. I do have excellent resources in there. To me, it's not about the popularity. It's about exposing Scientology and the resources out there for former Scientologists. It's not about the popularity. Okay, so then here we go. We're going to put this back in the oven and we're going to let it cook up. Yeah, it is a lot of oil, so make sure you don't really have it all the time because it's not good for you. All right, so let me put this one back. All right. All right, now let's see what else is next. Okay. All right. And then we're going to put in that pan 1 1/3 cup of plant-based milk. Now, it can be any plant-based milk. Make sure it's unsweetened. Okay. So, cut it up into about maybe 2/3, 1/3 of it. See? It's really skinny. And you know what? I don't really think, to me, this channel is about competition. I make it about one issue, and it's helping people out of Scientology and exposing all of Scientology's fair game tactics and inhumane practices. Okay. All right. So now cut them into either 1/3 or 2 inches, 2 millimeters. Okay. All righty. Okay. And like I said, you want to volunteer, go right ahead. You don't necessarily have to be right in Clearwater. You can be in the moon and still join. So go ahead and join or donate your time. All right. So, and Jenna makes the most excellent meals too. And she actually makes potato chips. The way she looks and prepared, it looks great in the picture that she was having. And she also made granola for the holidays for those who are still stuck in Scientology and away from their families. She made them granola. It was pretty interesting. Only thing is she's stuck in coconut. I'm not a coconut person. So, all right. So, all right. So then it's in the oven. So let it bubble up and it's ready to put in all the rest of the ingredients. All right. And now, how much am I going to do with it? I'll probably have a serving or two, but then I'm going to just throw it in the refrigerator and just wait till next week and have it. All right. Okay. Because guess what? I am 55 years old, so I'm really going to have to watch it. You know what? I'm going to blow my nose. I'll be right back. All right. I am back now. And guess what? After I blew my nose, I did wash my hands. So don't worry. So then we're going to cut up this potato too. Cut this off. All right. All right. Now we're going to cut this up. Either 3 inches, 3 millimeters, or 2 mm. Okay, so mine is totally thin. So all right, what else is there? And who's the better cook? Probably Jenna and Sam. Now, I can cook, but since I don't do anything ahead of time, yeah, sometimes it's going to mess up and goes in a direction that you don't want it to go. But you know what? I take my chances. But guess what? Some of them did end up edible. Don't get me wrong. And of course, some of them I messed up and then decided, you know what? Maybe I should do it again. All right. Like I'm going to do now, I'm going to make tofu spread or tofu cream cheese made from tofu. I'm going to do this right after I put my potatoes in the oven. Now, am I going to actually... Okay. All right. Now, Green Glass wants baklava. I will eventually make it, but I don't know when, because guess what? I don't want my cholesterol to go up and go diabetic. So I'm going to wait till there's actually a party. So, okay, throw this piece away. All right. So we're going to keep on cutting. How long is it going to take? I don't know. So, does Aaron know how to cook? I think he might have mentioned that he did. Okay. And today, since I volunteered for the Aftermath Foundation, I'm going to check up on them, see if they got my email or got any calls from the Clubhouse Coalition in Florida. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, guess what? Now, I am now trying to actually invite people on my show. Since Scientology was messing my laptop up, I actually can't actually put anyone on air. So I am definitely going to try again. This time, I think I'll try it manually. So, all righty. Okay. Now I'm going to turn this up to 400. Okay. All right. Okay, there it is. It's on 190 Fahrenheit, and it will boil, hopefully. Now, let's see. You know what? I think I'm going to put that on another plate. So then I'll wait that au gratin, that fatty thing, to actually get ready. So guess what? It is good for a side dish for the holidays. So consider this come party season or dinner season or whatever we call it nowadays. Okay. See, this is what I had it look like. All right, so then. All right, there. Okay. Those are over there. Okay, there's still a little peel left. All right. And you know how Scientology turns everything into wasteland. So we're going to do the exact opposite of what they do. Now, I could do this too. When you're not using any of the electricity, cut it off. If you're not watching TV, turn off the TV. If you're not using any of the lights, turn it off, or unless you know you're going to walk back and forth from the kitchen. So, and yeah, keep the showers to the minimum. Don't use so much water. So remember, and I'm going to remember to cut out any electricity that's being used. All righty. All right. Now, okay, and what else is important to talk about? All right. All righty. Okay. All right. There we go. Now cut every single one of these up. Oh, geez. I actually left some of the peels on this here. Okay. All righty. So we're going to keep on cutting these. All right. What else is going on? Told you I had another project that I am doing. So okay, what else is next? All right. let's see here. What else should we talk about? All right. Oh, I did go on Tori's channel. So, guess what? Nora Ames got kicked off her channel for a bit because Anthony D'Amato Jr. had her kicked off for copyright purposes. So she can go on everybody else's channel, but just not her own. So everybody who has their own channel, invite Nora Ames on it. Am I going to invite her onto my channel? Yeah, I think eventually I will. But of course, something went wrong, and I have a hard time getting anyone on. So now, did Club Brain Frog want to go on? No, as far as I know, but at the same time, was it Scientology? I don't think so, since I didn't see her on the list, and Fluffer Squirrel supposedly said that she wanted to be taken off. I wonder why. So hopefully it's a misunderstanding. So, did she treat me like I was invisible? I don't know. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. I don't want the infighting any more than anybody else. So it's okay. All righty, we're going to keep on cutting these. Now, once it bubbles up, we're going to line this up. Put about 4 cups, a cup and a half of milk in there. And then we're going to line up the potatoes. And then we're going to put it directly back into the oven with tin foil over it. Okay. Now, am I hurt that I'm not on that ASPCA TV site? Yeah, I am. So, and to me, it's not about the popularity contest. It's about helping everybody out of Scientology, exposing Scientology's practices. So that's what the story is all about, not the popularity. No. You know what? I'm a nice person, so I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. Okay. And now I think I'll go on to Audit LA's channel and tell about my resources and see if she can get me on that channel, since I have good resources. So, am I doing a deliberate thought effect? No, that's not my intent. So, okay. Oh my gosh, I'm getting hot again. Oh my God. All right. Oh my gosh, I'm hot. Keep it on off as long as I can. And as short as I can because, okay. Alrighty. And it's on, the heat's on 400. All right. So now, when you go onto the X site, be careful how you present your channel, because guess what? If you put an anti-Scientology or say cult, they're gonna try and erase you, even though they shouldn't sugarcoat it, because that's what they are, a cult. But you know what? Now, did I notify anyone on YouTube? Yeah, that's the first thing I did. And hopefully they got it. So, all right, I'm almost done cutting all the potatoes. Oh my gosh. All right, and guess what? Monday, I'm gonna have a piece on Scientology and the internet. And it looks like I might cut back on actually on putting about 7 contents out there, because guess what? I'm not getting paid right now because I don't handle stress really well. So I have to cut back on my shows a bit. So as soon as I air, Scientology and the internet, I'll do that show and then wait till the middle of the week, which is Wednesday, and then Friday, I'm gonna play it by ear. Once you see something on there, take it at note, because I'm not getting paid for this, not yet anyway, and it's stressful coming up with stories every 7 days a week. And since Buffer Squirrel, I don't know if she tends to have me on there or not. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt. So I'm just gonna to me, I don't think it's about the popularity at all. It's about exposing Scientology's fair game tactics, helping Scientologists out of Scientology, helping them exit, and put an end to Scientology's fair game tactics. Now, Leah Remedy says they're not going to change it, but we'll just hope for the best and hope they will. If not, then guess what? They will lose members. Now, their numbers were up to 20, and then 4 exited, so now that's 16. 16,000. Count down. Okay. All right. Oh, my God. And then afterwards, we're going to put in the milk, plant-based milk. And then we're going to put the cheese on top. Or, put this 1/8, a pinch of salt on top of it, and a pinch of pepper. Okay. All right, there we go. Now, am I going to eat all this? No way. I'm not going to clear off the whole pan. So guess what? I will put it in the refrigerator and then eat it next weekend. And next weekend, I'm definitely going to have a vegetable recipe to go with this. And the strawberry jam, it ended up tasting so good. All right. So then here we go. That there. Oh. Okay. Now there's a pile of them. Okay. We got one last one. Okay. Alrighty. Now, how many channels are there? Now, Aaron said 250, but I'm going to count mine in for 251. Now, I'm going to be there in spirit. I don't care what I have to do. Okay. Now, we're going to put this back in here. All right. It's bubbling, so it's time to take it out. Okay. All right. All right. So we're going to put 1 cup one and 1/3 cups of plant-based milk. So let me get it. Okay. The 1/3 is right there. They added another one. So here we go. Pour it right in. Okay. All right. All right. So then, okay. All right. Now we're going to stir this up. Alrighty. There we go. And now we're going to put in the potatoes. I don't want any of this going onto the floor. So we're going to line it up. All right. go. Now, okay, as we line it up, now, later, I'm gonna find out how alrighty, all right. Okay. All righty. We're going to line it up. That's what we're going to do. We're going to rack it up like it looks like it's going to rack up. So just make it look like it's racking up. And if it's not perfect, don't worry about it. So, okay. Now this is totally fatty. So eat like, I don't know how much of it. So maybe a serving and a half, maybe. But I'm not going to eat all of it. So I'm going to wait until next weekend to have it again. All right. Okay. Now, all righty. Okay. Now be careful you don't burn yourself as you put it in. So I'm going to have the rest of it. Yeah, there's so much of it, so okay. Hopefully it'll last. But of course, all right. And okay. Yeah. So where did that potato land? Well, it doesn't look like I see it. So, all right. So, okay. And let's see. What else is going on? All right. Let's see. Okay. All righty. All right. There we go. Gonna try and cram it all in as much as I can. Alrighty. Okay, I'm gonna put more of these in. So I am making plenty of room for them. So, all right, and okay. All right. All right. All right, and let's see here. I'm going to put some in the back. And then, oh, this is looking a little bit good. This is what I have so far. I'll show you from here. Oh, shit. Darn it. I should get an overhead. So, accidents like that don't happen. So, alrighty. Okay, so I'm not going to show it off anymore. So, okay. All right. So I'm going to finish up with this. So it's stacked on pretty well. So, am I a foodie? Yes. Do I cook every day? No. That's the thing. Because I make first of all, I got to lose weight. Second of all, I make a huge mess when cooking. That's just the way I am. So, and all right. So I'm almost there. Okay. So it's really stacked in there. So when you do it, make sure you stack it, but it doesn't really have to be perfect. All right. So before it gets dark, all right. No, it looks like it's getting dark, and of course I don't have the light. So guess what? Tomorrow I'll make the tofu spread, and I'm going to see if I can pull out a Middle Eastern breakfast or Middle Eastern breakfast to actually have, or Middle Eastern. Okay. I don't want it to get too dark because it's starting to look darker. So I'm going to just put this in and then call it a day. All right, and then I'm going to put the cheese on top, and then that should be it. Okay, and as you know, the days are getting shorter. And they talked about actually getting rid of daylight saving time, but is it going to happen? I really don't think so, since all right. Okay. There, I got it all in. All right, maybe if I do this. All right, see? All right, see, I got it all in. Now I'm going to put 4.5 cups, I think. Yeah, 4 1/3 cup of cheese. But you know what? I'm going to put in the pepper first. Ooh, I did not put in the thyme. Oh, jeez. Okay. And then I'll just sprinkle the thyme in. So we're going to sprinkle this in like this. It's 1/8, so that's like a pinch. So, all right, and then the pepper. So I'm just going to sprinkle the thyme in, so it won't be a big deal. All right, 2.5 teaspoons of thyme. All right. I'm just going to sprinkle it in. Of course, I should have mixed it in, but it didn't happen. So 2.5 teaspoons. Yeah, 2.5 teaspoons. Okay. And then I'm going to actually put the 4 cups of cheese on top, 4 1/3 cup of cheese on top. Okay. All right, here is the 4 cups. gosh, it's getting darker fast, so I'm going to just hurry. All righty. Okay. All right, so here's one. All right. Okay. This is 2 cups. Oh, wait. I got to grab up the other packet. And then hurry up and get out of here, because guess what? It is getting darker. Okay. And yeah, it's almost going on to 2 hours, so that should do it. All righty. So consider this during a holiday when you actually make a side dish. Okay. All right. All right. All right, this is cup. Alrighty. And this looks like it's 1/3. So let me check. All right, there we go. We have the lights on. I don't want it to be all dark. So, all right, so this is 1/3. Found it. Okay, so we're going to put this in. Okay. So there we go. This is 1/3. There's already enough of it here, so I am not going to put any more. There. Okay. This is the plant-based product I'm using right now. Dia, something like that. Okay. So we're going to put this back. Okay. And you'll never believe this. Oh, I already told you. I have no hot water for the dishes or for my shower. So I am so stuck. Okay. So, all right. Now I'm going to finish putting on the thyme. Oh. Okay, yeah. A teaspoon of thyme. There. All right. Okay, well, guess what, everybody? That should do it. I'm done for today. Of course, I should have put the lights on earlier, but you know how it goes. All right, now we're going to put this in the middle of the stove. But we're going to be careful not to burn ourselves. All righty, there we go. A little bit more. Now make sure it's enough for you so you can actually pull it out when it's done. All right. So then that should do it for today, everybody. Now, like I said before, I'm going to play this by ear when coming on. Because, as you know, I'm bipolar, so I don't handle stress as well. So I'm going to slow down just a little bit and then do my usual cooking segment. And I'm going to see if I can do a crafts on Friday. So, well, I think that should do it. So, buy me a coffee. If you can't afford it, you don't have to. So, buy me a coffee. And hit the like, press subscribe, and I'll see you next time.